but really the ace this year has been Hyunjin Ryu. When you look at it and what he's done.
Okay, Nomar, thank you so much for your time. 2019 season for the Dodgers. The team's looking pretty good. What's your overall assessment of LA Dodgers this season?
Well, obviously they're playing great. They're in the top of the major league as far as records. They're leading their division. First, you have to win your division, and obviously to get to your ultimate goal, and that's to go out there and win the World Series. But they have all the talent to do that. Obviously, being in the World Series the last 2 years, they know what it takes. And once again, they have the team that can do it.
Well, we have to talk about Hyunjin Ryu. He's putting to. I mean, it's only May, but so far he's been one of the top pitchers in the league. You see him. You see all his games. What's your? What's been key to his success so far?
He's fun to watch. I mean, he's been unbelievable. You have a team that has a guy like Clayton Kershaw, who's been an ace of the staff for so long. You have Walker Buehler, the young phenom, coming in, having a great year. But really, the ace this year has been Hyunjin Ryu. When you look at it and what he's done, and I think what's been the difference is, I think he's taken ownership more of the game. I think in the past, when you come over, or not just coming over, but just in general, sometimes you're so caught up on the scouting report and what the reports are telling you, rather than just trusting yourself and your ability and what you see. And I think doing that more this year. I think he started doing that last year, and I think that's carried over into this year. And that's what's so impressive to me as I watch him, is his command of the game, is how he adjusts over the course of the game. He doesn't face a batter the same way. Even after he has success, maybe gets him out one way the first time he faces him. The next time he faces him, he'll get him out another way. He'll make the adjustment. He just doesn't assume. His commands of all his pitches have been great to watch. But I think the way he reads a batter more and makes adjustments there, rather than just reading a card and the card is telling me, this is how I have to get this guy out, or this is what everyone says to get it out. He'll go against that and trust himself more and say, okay, if it doesn't work, at least I own it. It's on me. It's not on anybody else. And he believes in it now, and he's going out there. And I know as a hit, if I was facing him, I'd come back to the dugout and say, good luck. I don't know what he's going to face. I don't know what he's going to throw you. You know, if he gives you a pitch to hit, don't miss it, because if you miss it, you're going to be in trouble.
Okay. Well, Major League these days, we see a lot of pitchers with 98, 97 velocity-wise, but Hyunjin sits around 89, 90. Velo-wise, it's not all that impressive, and yet he's able to get guys out and not give up any runs. For us that's watching in from Korea, that's just somewhat hard to fathom and understand how he's been like unhittable so far.
Well, I think it's a test to this game. This game really hasn't changed. We all think that it's changed a lot, or people are trying to make it change. But if you have a pitcher who knows how to throw strikes, has command of his pitchers, that's more important than velocity. I think in this game, two things have really been embraced more than they should have. One is velocity for the fastball for pitches, and obviously power as a hitter, right? So you want to hit home runs all the time. And if you have somebody who can command the baseball, it doesn't really matter how hard you throw. I mean, you look at some of the great Hall of Famers. You have Greg Maddux. You have Tom Glavine. These guys didn't light up the radar gun. They just knew how to pitch. They knew how to make adjustments. They knew how to get you out. The name of the game is getting out. It's not about striking you out all the time. It's about getting out.
Right.
And that's what Hyunjin does. I love the way when a guy gets on base, like if he gives up a hit, he has no panic. He's like not worried. He's like, that's okay. That's one. They're gonna have to fight. They're gonna have to fight harder to score up me. So I know I have the pitches to get the next guy out.
Well, in your playing career, you played shortstop, which is a very demanding position. And I heard your telecast the other day in Cincinnati, and you talked about how playing behind guys like Hyunjin helps you play much better defense. What do you mean exactly by that?
Well, you know, when you're out there on the field, I mean, in baseball, there's a rhythm to this game. I don't know if people really realize there's a rhythm where the pitcher gets the ball, he looks in the sign, he makes a pitch. You know, as infielders, you feed off that rhythm that the starting pitcher is having. If a pitcher gets on the mound and he steps off and he's shaking the sign, gets a sign, stay tough. But you as a player, you're standing out there. You start going on your heels,
Right.
on your toes.
Right.
Staying on your toes for a long period of time is tiresome.
Right.
But so that's one. The other thing too is when you know as a fielder behind him that it's going to be in the strike zone, that he is not going to walk anybody, you're also on your toes a lot more. You are ready to say, okay, he's not afraid to pitch the contact. He's not going to walk anybody. So now all of a sudden, you are more alert. He has a great rhythm because he's not wasting any time. He's getting the ball. And then the other thing too is, at least for middle infielder, is I can see where the glove is set up. I can see where they're pitching a guy inside or outside. So when he's going to hit when I see the ball say inside, I can already anticipate where the ball is going to be hit, at least to my right or to my left, based on who's up and the way that guy's at, because he's hitting the spots. So that helps me have better range, increases my range, and plays better defense behind him.
I remember your playing days. From what I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, you loved swinging at first pitch. Is that an approach that you would have if you were to face Hyunjin and just be aggressive with the early count because he throws so many strikes?
Well, my mentality was just be ready on the first pitch. I was ready to do my job on the first pitch. I already had a plan. When I stepped in the batter's box, I had a plan. The game told me what I was trying to do. Whether, for example, man on second base and nobody out, am I going to try to move him over? Am I going to go to the right side and try to stay inside the ball? So if there was a first pitch that can allow me to do it, I was going to swing at it. If they're, leading off an inning and if I'm looking for a certain zone and the ball landed in that zone in the first pitch, I was just ready on the first pitch. So I wanted to get the job done. And so knowing Hyunjin is going to be throwing me strikes, I'm going to be ready the moment I say. I'm not going to say, well, I need to see one, or I need to wait, or I need to guess how he's going to attack me. I'm going to probably look where I'm feeling good that day, where my strengths are, and look to attack that early if he happens to throw it there, or every at bat, rather than just going after and waiting for his pitch to get me out. I'm really going to have to figure that, go after my. That means it's always going to work. But for me, I was just aggressive to get the job done on the very first pitch.
He's been compared with Greg Maddux in recent article by ESPN. Who does he remind you of from your playing career?
Well, I can understand why they're talking about Greg Maddux. Greg Maddux was a guy we just talked about earlier. He wasn't lighting up the gun, wasn't throwing 5 miles an hour. He was just in command of the game, throwing the changeup really effective, not afraid to pitch the contact, would get the swings and misses. He was another guy. It's funny. Greg Maddux. I played with him. I played with Greg. I watched him. It was Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine. I was saying there's guys like those two. There's Oral Hershiser. These guys can adjust over a game. I wouldn't want to play poker with any of these guys because they seem to read the body language. All those guys, when I faced them as hitters, I was going, wow, the way they attacked me differently, I think I was telling them something by my body when I stepped in the batter's box. Wow. And I know these guys personally, and they're really good poker players too, so I wouldn't want to play poker with them. And I wouldn't want to play poker with Hyunjin Ryu because I feel like he would read guys' body language, what they want to do against him, and then he's ready to counteract that when he's about to throw the ball.
It's way too early. We're still in May. We need to put things in perspective. There's already talk of him being a contender for Cy Young.
Yeah. But in this game, they say that a lot when it's early. When a guy's having a year like him. Right. But the one is he can continue it as long as he stays healthy. We've seen if he's healthy what he's capable of doing. So that's always a factor with Hyunjin Ryu. We know that. But the ability has never been a question. His heart, his competitiveness, never been a question. So if you're looking at those in order to win such an award like that and be the best pitcher in the year, the best pitcher that year, he has all that makeup. So hopefully, he stays healthy and he continues with his success.
Okay.